I shall start all over. I know I found him, or maybe he found me, or we could have found each other. Of course, I might have met his brother, and then have to work it out in therapy. This man is perfect. My heart is very sure that our love is very pure, and that I'll always be secure, and that we'll live our lives in true ecstasy. The cap's on the toothpaste, the toilet seat's down. He drives a Ferrari, we're living uptown. His body's perfection, yeah, he's my kind of guy. His clothes are on hangers, his socks are in pairs. He makes lots of money, we're millionaires. He keeps an erection, yes, so please tell me why. He's boring. Oh my God, he's so boring. I know he's not dumb, so please tell me how come I'm so numb. He's boring. Must I'm too high. He's boring. Must I spend my life snoring? Or at least spend a decade or two pretending my dreams have come true? I long for a squabble or even a fight. Why can't he hit me or stay out all night? Where's the excitement to make my heart thrill? No fights and no violence and nothing to fear, but the same old security year after year. I want the passion and not just the guilt. He's boring. Oh my God, he's so boring. My girlfriend said to think twice before I married a man who's so nice. He's boring. Oh my God, I'm imploring. Give me some flagrant abuse. I want to give this relationship juice. It goes on. So that's it. It's so silly.
Incredible.
Sorry, men, we love you. We love you. Women are crazy, you know. We think all over the place, all right? And it ends, oh,
Even if they're boring.
he must be with me. Oh, no. Anyway.
Good
Sure,
job.
good boring, Donna.
Thank
One
you.
time my husband and I took a relationship class.
Yeah.
And the instructor said, talking to the men and talking to the women. And finally, she looked at us girls and said, you know what, ladies, he might be your knight in shining armor, but remember, you are still going to have to pick up after his horse.
Oh my God.
We laughed so hard.
Anyway, we love you, man. It's just silly. I don't know where it came from, but it's silly. Okay.
Well,
You're amazing.
you, Donna, thank you for kicking off our call tonight. That's exactly
No problem.
like, oh,
You need to plan it to 6:30 every Monday morning.
it's our Christmas cheer, you, Donna. Thank
Thank-
you so much. That
Thank
was
you.
awesome.
Silly.
You're so great. Well, everyone, welcome to our call tonight. When Robert and I were talking on the weekend, and we're like, we just need something, something that's going to fire us up for the new year. And Robert said, yeah, something like kicking butt and taking names. And I'm like, that's the perfect name for our call. Kicking butt and taking names.
Woo!
And so I know,
I love
right?
it.
So
Yes.
that is the theme for our call tonight. And for those of you that are not talking tonight, if you can mute your lines, and of course you can unmute when you're, if you have a question or something like that. So I'm going to introduce you to our three guests tonight for the call. First of all, I want to recognize Robert Arthur, who is the most consistent man on the planet. I'm so grateful that you're here, Robert, and that you are always here and present, and such a valiant servant leader. For those of you that are brand new and don't know who Robert is, He's my amazing co-host, and he's a one-star servant leader. He is a founder here at Zlaevo, and he's been in the industry, the network marketing industry, for many years and has been super successful in making not only millions of dollars, but changing millions of lives as well, physically and financially. So Robert, we're honored that you're here with us tonight.
You're welcome.
All right, so I'm going to start off by introducing our three panelists tonight. The first one is none other than my brother from another mother. His name is Jonathan Rhodes. He's married to the wonderful Romy Rhodes, and together they have three amazing children who I love so much, and they just love to hug me and love me. I just love going over there so much. He has been instrumental in coaching, helping hundreds, if not thousands, of successful network marketers, and to help them with their network marketing, but also to believe in themselves and find their true essence. And he has an amazing voice. And I know that because we sang together in Mexico at the orphanage as we were there serving. And we've been close for the past 20 years, and I love you from the bottom of my heart. I asked the others to send me bios because I don't know them as well. But Jonathan, is there anything else you want to add to your bio that I must have missed? No? Okay. All right. You're incredible, and I love you, and we are blessed that you're here. Okay. Our next one is Heidi Grazzini. I'm going to read her bio. She says, I'm a mom of two girls, Carly, 13, and Cora, 3. Happily married to the love of my life, Chad. I fled the corporate world after far too many years of stifling my passion for serving others outside of bottom lines and deadlines. Primarily, my passion is to serve the Lord and serve my family by supporting their gifts, dreams, and inspirations, as well as to be fully present for each of them through the challenges of life. I'm an advocate for health and wellness, a dance mom, minus the stigma and drama, and passionate advocate for ADHD, which is attention deficit order. I love supporting and encouraging people to find the help they've never thought possible and to learn the tools to advocate for themselves in obtaining lifelong health and longevity. And Heidi, welcome to the call. If you can just unmute yourself and say hi to everybody.
Thank you for having me. Hello, everyone. Super honored to be here.
We're excited you're here. Okay, our last panelist I'm going to invite on tonight is Cindy Talley. She said, I've been in the network marketing industry for the past 30 years. First company I was with for 10 years, second for 3, third for 15, and fourth for 4 years. And this new company now for 1 year, all of them in the health and wellness industry. I'm a registered nurse of 32 years. I'm married to Gary Talley for 32 years. Gary is a principal. They're planning their retirement in the next 2 to 5 years. And she is in love with helping people transform their lives physically, financially, and spiritually. And she's in the process of starting a video blog on aging joyfully and for Instagram and TikTok to help her do that. Cindy, I hope you show us some moves on TikTok. That would be fun as well.
I'm not doing the moves, I don't think.
I don't know. I think your daughter Jesselyn could teach you some moves.
We'll let Jesselyn do the moves.
Well, I'm excited that all three of you are here tonight. Robert and I specifically chose all of you because of your passion for the industry as a whole, and because you've been doing this for quite a while, and you have experience in this industry. And so we really wanted to pick your brain a little bit, and specifically to end 2021 strong. We have some questions that support that. And I'm going to start by asking you, Heidi. I'm going to start with you, Heidi, because I know your history of coming from a company that you were super successful in, and then all of a sudden, like looking at Zelevo and being like, oh my gosh, I think I don't know what to do. Like, this is a great company. So what has been your biggest aha moment in regards to Zelevo in 2021, girl? I'm going to hand it over to you.
Oh my gosh, how much time do I have?
I want you to share your story because it's super powerful for those of you, everyone that's here.
It was. I had prayed for months and months and months and months for an answer because I was really torn. I felt deliberate like intention put on my heart on a daily basis that I was not serving really the purpose on the level or with the people that I was really intended to. And I was, after much thought and prayer, I was obedient in answering that. And I decided to close that door and walk away from all of the lucrativeness. But it was not serving me. It was not serving my heart. It was not serving my family. There was just a lot of turmoil, and processing it all on a daily basis was taking its toll, regardless of how I was being compensated. And as soon as I honored that and I closed that door, it was like this beautiful baby child of Zlaevo showed up on my doorstep. And truly, Zelevo itself is my aha moment. It has drawn me closer to God. It is truly where I have found myself. I am able to contribute on these calls with team members, helping others on a total different level of health that I never thought was really possible. But truly, Zlaevo is so much more to me than just working with people. It has fed me tremendously spiritually. It just draws me closer to God. It draws me closer to these amazing people that have so much to contribute on a daily basis. And it's been such a short period of time, but I just feel like it has such abundant blessings in my life so far. And I could go on and on, but that's the
well,
quick.
and we'll ask you some more questions too, and you can expound on what you want to say, even more from here. I find it just super calming that you were making a substantial income, right, with a different network marketing income or company, and you came here. And I just remember the other morning when we were on a call, and it hit me when you said, I never in a million years thought I would find what we have here at Zelevo. What did you mean by that?
Everything that it is. I mean, you look at like this, it's this right here. It's our vision. It's the core values. It's the culture. And like it just strikes a chord with me because literally to a T, like a puzzle piece fits together. It is everything that I was seeking. Again, not only in the community, but down to the formulations and the ingredient, even when they did like the corporate tour and we went through, they went through formulation by formulation, like the thoughtfulness, how everything works together, the culture here, the stance that is taken on, your word meaning something and your integrity and, having these amazing formulations to just back up truly who we are. And that's servant leaders. And that speaks to my heart on so many levels. But truly it's the culture. It's everything that Zlaevo exemplifies. And it's like, I keep that watchful eye, like, is it going to change? Is it going to turn? Is it, like I've got both eyes wide open. And I've just seen nothing, absolutely nothing that counts anything negative, anything that is contrary to what is literally displayed on Zalevo's mission. Every single one of, I got goosebumps. Every single one of these core values is exemplified by every single person every single day. It doesn't matter if it's a power blitz, if it's posting within our next level, if it's calls, if it's sharing, it's truly a community and where we link arms. It's not this hierarchy. It's a team. It's a family. It's much more than a team.
I love that. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that from your heart.
My pleasure.
We accept that. And we're so blessed that you're here. We love you. Okay. I'm going to ask the same question, Jonathan. What has been your biggest aha moment in regards to Zelevo in 2021?
Ooh, that's an interesting question. I would say the fact that I jumped in, it was the aha, just like Heidi just said. Like I wasn't looking for something else. I was riding out what I had built and things were great. But when truth hits and you ignore it, shame on you. And so when Zlaevo was put in my body and my body felt it, I knew that I had to use these products. I still had a hard time convincing my brain that I should shift companies or shift gears because I had money on the table. But as soon as, honestly, when the chocolate whey shake came out, that was like the last thing I needed to say, I'm all in. This thing is, there's something about this. Because first, the products in my body, I knew that I had to do this. And I remember having the conversation with my father, and are we really going to do this? And he says, yeah, I feel a spiritual calling to this. And I said, then we have to. We can't not do what we're called to do. And it goes clear back to my original mission. When I was 13 years old, running in a race with my dad, and I found out that he wanted to serve people and help people just like I did. That's what it was all about. And in the service of helping people and loving others, we can be rewarded greatly. We can make tons of money while helping other people. And so we can be happy and grateful and full of fulfillment. In every penny we make, we know someone's life's been changed positively for the better because they put only prime ingredients in their body. They've been part of a culture that Heidi was mentioning that is uplifting like a family would be. And I met the CEO of Zelevo, and I was like, man, where's the ego? This is interesting. This guy is very, it's surprising. I work with CEOs all day from tons of different companies, and I have to manage and work through their egos. And I'm like, this guy, there's something about him. I fall in love with him. This is someone I'll follow. This is someone I can get behind and I can resonate with, because the company stands for what I want to stand for. I'm glad that Heidi lifted up that mission statement and all of those beautiful written, very specifically written things on what we represent, because really that's what we're about. One of our products is products. So much of our product is how we're living our life. It's a different way of living. So shifting gears. And then in Mexico, when I found out that the new release of some of the new materials that are coming out for Zelevo, and the fact that the people running the show and putting the direction for us to go and laying the foundation for us really have in mind to give us something that is needed in our field. And it's the education, the tools, the systems so everyone can be successful, not just the 1%ers, but everyone that wants to apply themselves properly will have all the tools required so that they can have success. So it's not just a hit and miss. Maybe you'll get rich and maybe you won't. No, it's if you do these steps and you follow through with them properly, you're going to get certain results. And you just keep going forward and you keep learning those skills and you get better at them and better at them. You hone them in. Everyone can win. And that to me was what pulled my attention over a lot more recently. So I don't know, hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, and that we all rise with the tide, like it just goes along with what we're all about, right?
Absolutely.
It's perfect. Yeah, I love that. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Cindy, the same question to you. What is your biggest aha moment in regards to Zelevo in 2021? Because you didn't know that you'd be here either, did you?
No, I sure didn't. It'll be 1 year, December 23rd, that I made the decision. And it's just hard to even believe that. So being in the industry for 30 plus years, and the last company I thought was the last one. Like I truly, truly believe that. And then to just have some disappointments and things that I kept just like throwing to the back of my mind and just trying to stay positive and focus and going forward. I just really started just doing my daily mindset work and prayers, and just really focusing on, thank you, Lord, for bringing these amazing people into my life. Thank you for letting me help all these people. Thank you for new business associates. Thank you for new customers. And I did not know that when I was saying these every single morning that it was going to be Zelevo, because I was not looking for another company. I was trying to improve what was happening within my own company that I was with at the time. And so when I talked with Jill and corporate, and I'm just like, what am I doing on this call with you guys? I was just like, I couldn't even believe it. I felt, because I'm a very loyal person. As you heard, I've been in some of these other companies 15 years, 10 years, and I've had some really great results and, learned a lot and some great products. But let me tell you, it was also a God thing, because I was praying to God to bring me Zlaevo, and I didn't know I was praying to God to bring me Zlaevo. And I truly believe that the number one reason was for my daughter, Jesselyn. If you guys, some of you have seen her in the 90-day Best Body Challenge, and she won the quarterly, and it has, she has some chronic illnesses and things that I've watched her deal with, and being nutrition, all these different products were for her, putting them into her body. But the biggest change came within the first 3 months of her taking these products. And that made a believer in me. And she's like, Mom, she goes, without Jesus and Zelevo, like, it has changed my life. And I said, I know. And, we've just had so many tearful moments, because she is a different person all around, not only physically has transformed her body with the weight loss, with the healing inside, the healing in her gut, the healing of her inflammation, but her mental status, and even spiritually, and even with her relationship with her husband and what that has done for her, so I know that God brought Zlaevo into my life for Jesselyn, number one, and then for me and my family, and for me to share, because I've always had a passion for the network marketing industry, and for health and nutrition, and for helping people find a way for simple nutrition, for no compromise products that I can, offer them and totally believe in, and giving them something that people can do. Because I have talked to people, and no matter how much you coach them and tell them, and I'm not a coach, I'm a nurse, but as always talking to them about the right foods to eat and how you can prevent disease and you can prevent inflammation, but they're not going to change their diet. But you can give them something simple to do. You can give them a shake to drink that can immediately make them start feeling better, and they start seeing the changes and get rid of the toxins out of their body. So my aha moment was the simple, easy, and no compromise products being put in your body. It doesn't have to be that hard to get the transformation to happen. And then, as ditto to everything that Heidi and Jonathan said about this company, because the business, being in those other businesses, I have never had an experience with the amazing corporate staff, the leaders, and just the training that we're getting, the personal, like, you're on the same level as them. You become friends with them. You have their cell numbers if you want. You can call them or text them, and they'll text you back. Even Brandon, like my husband, we got to spend some time with him, during the retreat that we went on, and he just couldn't believe that he's like hanging out with the CEO, our owner of the company, and he's a really cool guy. He's just a down-to-earth, everyday guy. You would never know that he has all this money and stuff. And the family values and the godly values are exactly what I was looking for. So I have definitely found an amazing home with Zlaevo, and I'm just really excited about the future, and just where it's going to take our family, and how we're going to be able to help so many people.
Well, we're so glad you're here, Cindy Talley.
Thank
you
you.
are
I love you, Jill.
an incredible leader, and we're so happy you're here.
Thank you.
Okay, so I wanted to ask that first question to all three of you, so that everybody could get to know you a little bit and where you're coming from. I'm going to kind of jump around and ask a few of you a question or two, but not everybody the same question, if that makes sense. So, Jonathan, I'm going to go to you. over the years, okay, well, let me preface this question by saying, one of my mentors that I love so much, his name's Jay Bennett. He said, Jill, your business, like everybody seems to take the holidays off, like in our industry. He's like, those are the months and that you are setting your entire next year up for success or failure. So Jonathan, the question to you is, over the years, how have you approached December and the new year from a business team building perspective?
I think I approach this the same as I approach life, that everything's an opportunity. Everything's here to teach me, and I can use the opportunity, or I could let it pass me by. Right. And so it's to also, you're going to want to create a balanced life. Right. Sometimes we do need to set our heads down and just focus a goal and drive and hit that. One of my mentors said, you do a 90-day blitz, you come up for air, you put your head back down, you do another 90-day blitz, you come up for air, you do it one more time. He says, those 3 times should be able to set you up for residual income to set you free in a decent level. You want to go to a really high level, you do it again 3 more times. You want to be extremely wealthy, you do it again 3 more times. In this case, at Christmas, I don't really distinguish it from all the rest of the times. I will take time for my family. But when I have my 5, 3, 2, 1s, I'm there. And so then I can go be with my family in my family time. And so I can get regular with the day-to-day things. And so I don't have to be like, oh, it's Christmas, though I can't do anything anymore. Right? It's no, this is a business, and I need to keep the momentum moving so that by January, it's soaring. You want the momentum moving by January, because how many people have goals in January? How many of the people do you want on your team ready to go with the goals and their product in their hands so they can start their goals in January? This sometimes is one of the best opportunities during Christmas to do 5, 3, 2, 1. Just reach out to 5 people. Let them know you have something. You know what? People want Christmas gifts and they don't have good ideas for Christmas gifts. Well, guess what we have? A really good idea for a Christmas gift. People want to lose weight and they're worried about holiday weight coming on. Guess what we have? An answer to their problem. So you just kind of move into the field of where you're at, but you just keep the same rhythm. The company's already given us the track to run on. We don't have to go reinvent the wheel. We just keep doing what we're doing, and it's working. And then you can tweak it specifically to the needs of the times, right? Mm-hmm. When it's summertime, you don't freak out and say, oh, we got to go on summer vacation. Let's go. See you later. Business. You say, hey, people want to look good in bathing suits. Let's talk about that, right? Yeah. You just meet the need where they're at. But I think this is absolutely an opportunity, but there's opportunities every month. It's not a one-time thing. It's not, oh, if I hit this one, then I'm going to be rich. If I miss it, then I'm screwed. It's, I need to get consistent with it. To this month, I can do a little bit. Next month, I can do a little bit. Next month, I can do a little bit. Or I can say, hey, my goals are a little more lofty right now. This month, I'm going to do a lot. Next month, I'm going to do a lot. Next month, I'm going to do a lot. And you can increase the speed at which your momentum is going to take off. There are times and seasons, and you will see it ebb and flow. But if you can hold that consistent heart saying, hey, I know where I'm going. I've got my vision of where I'm headed. And no matter what time and season it is, that's the direction I'm going. I can choose into moving slower, or I can choose into moving fast. But it's my agreement with myself of how I'm going to show up in my business. So my suggestion is make a decision. Do you want to grow fast or do you want to go slow?
That is beautiful.
And then follow through with that agreement with yourself.
That is so great. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you so much. Okay, Heidi, I'm going to ask you the same question, but I'm going to add something to it. So how, because you've been in the industry, in the health and you know, the nutrition industry for years. So how have you approached December and the new year from a business team perspective, but also with the people that say, I want to start in the new year?
Oh, I love this question. Really, my approach with that most recently has been like, why? You know, you feel so miserable during those celebratory times, you know, when you're enjoying all of the things. You know, why won't you, especially with the formulations and how you can literally get them into you and feel better, feel them working their magic, you know, them synergistically all working together. Why would you put that on hold? You know, so even if you're going to be partaking, it's not like, I never approach this as like a weight loss, like, oh, this is just weight loss. This is so much more than weight loss, that you're not wasting your product if you're taking it and then still eating the pie and the cake and the pasta and the cookies and, you know, all of that stuff. One thing I love to share is my daughter's immediate response to getting Zelevo in her body, not only for some skin conditions that she had, but she was a sugar addict. I mean, it was all day, every day, sugar, sugar, sugar. And it was not 72 hours. And she was like eating a cookie and was like, ugh, after 3 bites. She didn't even want it. She's like, I literally feel like it's gross. What's going on? And I'm like, your body is getting what it's supposed to, and you're purging what it you know, doesn't need. There's so much toxicity in the foods and what we're eating that makes our body brain connection crave more and more and more. And getting Zelevo into our bodies, like, stops that. Your body is literally repairing and fixing and rewiring, you know, what it truly wants and what it truly craves. And that's pure, whole, beautiful nutrition, not the junk. So I really just love to tell people, like, why would you put that on hold? Why would you short yourself by not getting this stuff into you? Because no matter what, it's working. It's working, whether you're working it, you're jumping on the scale every single day, whether you're jumping on the treadmill or not, or it doesn't matter, because it's doing what it needs to do inside of you. I even implore people, once they do, you know, start to use the product, like, don't worry about burning. Don't worry about this. Just get these amazing formulations into your body and let them start working the magic that they do, because your body is going to respond to that. And what so many people try to do out of sheer will and habits, I got to form these healthy habits, and, you know, and yet they're eating foods that are making these crazy cravings and addictions, you know, pretty much. That if you simply just allow yourself to get this stuff in your body, maybe you'll eat a couple less cookies, maybe you won't, you know, maybe you'll lose a pound or two, or at least maintain over the holidays, because you're putting these beautiful ingredients into your body and letting them work your magic. So don't sell yourself short, you know, don't.
So what I hear you saying, and maybe I'm wrong, but tell me, is there really a magical Monday? Is there such thing as magical Monday, or is any day a good day to start, Heidi?
Any day is a good day. You're shortchanging yourself if you try to tell yourself anything else. Start now. Like, rip open your box and make a shake. Like,
and January 1st is no different, right? It's not a
no,
magical
absolutely
day.
not.
Yeah.
It's not a magic day. No,
I love that. And if those of you that want to see Heidi's daughter's transformation from her face, like her acne, like all of it, if you go to her Facebook page, there's like a before and after picture, and it's incredible. Heidi, thank you for sharing, and thank you for sharing that picture as well. And with her gut health, has her mood changed though?
It's unreal. I mean, and she's has attention deficit disorder, like inattentive. So she's my, you know, and I think, you know, it's not only helped sugar cravings, but it has helped absolutely mood, because we're not riding, you know, the sugar roller coaster throughout the day. She's much more balanced in her mood. She's doing burn before she goes to bed, and she on her own, I am silent in letting her articulate what she is experiencing. She feels like she sleeps sounder. She wakes up earlier. I'm not like, okay, it's snooze times 3. Come on, let's get up. You know, she's getting up. And I honestly feel that, like, her cognitive is better. Her concentration is better. Her, you know, all of these things, not that it's, you know, doing anything specific to her condition, but it's all the other things. It's the nutrition, it's the sleep. You know, she's making better food choices just on her own, automatically from these beautiful formulations. She's hydrating better. And honestly, it's like building confidence because she's not controlled by all those outside elements anymore. She's really taking pride in taking care of herself on the level she's never been able to.
Yes.
So
Oh, I love that. Heidi, thank you for sharing. Cindy, from your nurse's perspective, because you've been a nurse for 32 years, right? What would you say to somebody that's like, "Oh, I don't know if it's time for me to start, but maybe I will in the new year." Like how do you get them from, from jumping in instead of trying to get ready to get ready?
Well, I would just
right?
tell them, because I joined in December. So I would say, I know exactly how you feel. Like I felt the same way. It's that feel, felt, found kind of. And, I made the decision, after excuses, I finally just said, why not? Let's get started. And then I'd ask them, think about in 30 days from now, how are you going to feel when you've already lost 10 pounds? Whereas if you didn't get started, then where would you be? So yeah, I would kind of just let them envision themselves in 30 days from now. And, how are they going to feel? What are they going to see? How are their clothes fitting looser? I kind of just paint that picture for them. And hopefully they would go for it.
That is beautiful. Awesome. Thank you, Cindy.
You're welcome.
Okay, let's go to Jonathan. You talked about this a little bit already, so I'm going to have you expound on it a little bit more. The question for you is, how do you balance being fully present at family gatherings without feeling guilty for not working at key times? Because our whole life is like a balancing act, especially if you have kids and grandkids like Jim does, and Robert and a few of you do. But how do you balance all of it without feeling guilty?
Well, the first thing I would say is there's a lot of knowledge that comes our way, right? And there's a difference between knowledge and alignment. So when you're teaching people or sharing with people that they can live a life of fulfillment and happiness and joy and health and nutrition, and then you're not, that repels everybody. That repels your business. The pure paradox of what's happening will ruin your business. And so the greatest thing I could do to get somebody to come on board with me is live the life that I really want to live. Because guess what? When I say, guess what? You could live this beautiful life full of fulfillment with your family and have wealth coming in and good nutrition and health. They feel it because I'm living it. And so that's a priority to me. That's priority one. Never speak an untruth to someone else, because guess what? They'll know.
Mm-hmm.
You can't hide that stuff. Doesn't matter how many masks you try to put on, they still feel your emotional feelings. And you're saying, I'm a liar back here. They know it. So I try to live it as much as I can in alignment with what I'm trying to teach or preach or share. And that creates it creates almost a gravity that they want to be a part of this, because they know I'm speaking from honesty and integrity and truth.
And what about your business? Like I remember, I don't know, it was probably about 10 years ago or what, my kids, they keep coming in trying to talk to me while I was working. And finally they ended up calling my cell phone because they knew I would answer the phone. And so they were in the other room, they're calling me. I'm like, oh, I am like the worst mother award ever. So back then I wasn't able, I didn't know how to balance the business with my family and all the things. So Jonathan, how have you found the best way to do that?
So there's going to be times and seasons, and sometimes it will require a level of sacrifice, some sacrifice. And I love the word sacrifice, to give up something good for something greater. I'm going to plan on building my business for these few months. I'm going to give up an extra hour of my time I can be with my kids right now, so I can have years of extra time with them down the road. And I understand that. And so, but when I'm dedicated to my business moment, I'm doing business things. I'm not scrolling Facebook saying I'm doing business and then I still never get any of it done because I don't get the reward down the road. It's you do what you're accountable for right there. But you, again, you make a decision and you set specific guidelines and you set proper agreements with yourself. What is my business? What does it mean to me? Where is it I'm going? What does that look like? What's required for me to go and build a business that's going to bring me to this level by this time? How many hours is that? And how can I do that while still running and being part of my family and enjoying my moments? So you're setting proper agreements with yourself all the way along. And you're not comparing yourself to anyone else and their agreements, because that'll just bring you downhill again. You're setting your own agreements because guess what? It's your vision, it's your business, you're the boss. You get to choose what that looks like. So if somebody's telling you, no, you have to go work right now, you don't have to feel bad if your agreement was, no, I get off at 5 and I'm done. I'm done today. I no longer need to build right now. I get to go be with my family right now. So you set your hours and you hold integrity with those hours. Now, if you find yourself out of alignment with that, you've got to go back and renegotiate that agreement.
Does anyone else feel like he's speaking to them, or is he just speaking to me? I don't know, because I feel like he's like, Jill, this is for you. Take note right here. So I've got both hands up for sure.
The neat thing, Jill, is I'm speaking to me. I'm speaking right to me to remind myself what this is how you can maintain over a long prospecting period. This is a long vision, right? We can start to have success today, but it is for the long haul, right? And so you hold that long vision and you don't want to burn out by tomorrow and be like, hey, screw this business, I'm done. And then take a hiatus for the next 6 months. Because what happens to your momentum while you're gone for 6 months because you burned out in the first 3 months, right? It drops. It's the consistency, and you can begin to grow a reliable business and team, one of momentum. And when you catch a wave, it's so much easier than chasing after one. You want that momentum as a team. And you can help teach these principles within your team. We're propagating true principle within our team, and let the culture do the heavy lifting. Let the momentum of the principles do the heavy lifting. We will resonate so strong. Everyone will be attracted to us and our team will grow. It's inevitable because we're in alignment.
I love that. And Robert said, yes, Jonathan, a consistent, steady process. And with runs intervals throughout. Absolutely. Yes. Oh, thank you. Okay, Heidi, what are a couple of your favorite ways to initiate conversations on social media around New Year's goals, etc.?
I'm really big on just being authentic with people and starting conversations based on, my relationship with them. Really having that awareness of, what kind of that empathy, what's going to resonate with one person versus the other. I've got a lot of friends that are the go-getters and the gym rats and the, and then others that are more concerned on, maybe different health goals. So really, I think I maybe spend a little too much time, but I really take much pride in kind of critiquing every one of those, messages to people and where they're at and trying to connect with them authentically and doing that on a regular basis. So when something like the new year comes up, it's really just natural to be like, all right, girl, what are those goals, or what are, where are you and your family at, health wise, and what are the nutritional, I'm huge on nutrition for kids, have been my, nieces, nephews, all of them very active in sports, things like that. That is an amazing opportunity or platform. I feel like regardless of the time of year, to really, hone in on kids and their nutrition, right? Because this isn't about weight loss. It's about nutrition, and healing their bodies. And I know all those moms out there that are like, oh my gosh, they go to bed at night. Is my kid getting enough protein today? I know how they can. So really it's just aligning I think all of those things, and for the people that are more athletic and looking for weight loss or hitting the gym, it's what's that New Year's resolution and how long do you think it's going to last? And I mean humbly and in good humor, but really, and then I love to kind of ping people with those beautiful statistics. Our New Year's resolutions are not successful. Well-worded goals, as our beautiful team here has worked so much on in the last couple of weeks, are much more successful. Kind of speaks to what Jonathan said, like the mason jar analogy, what are your rocks and what are your priorities, and really setting things up like that so you're successful and not feeling defeated and then you've lost all momentum. So what are your goals? What's your plan? Like long-term goals, and then reverse engineering those goals is another one that I love to just kind of give people food for thought on that. Like if you're thinking long-term, then everybody's looking at the mountain. It's like, no, let's not tackle the mountain, just take the first step. So, with New Year's approaching, what are your health goals, and what do you think priority wise is something that you're suffering with the most? And how do you plan on tackling that? And then giving them any input on possible solutions that, we have through Zelevo. And I think sharing, giving those specific examples of people's stories that we see on our share calls. And as, I add more VIPs and they get this into their body, my husband's story, my daughter's story, my parents have an amazing story. My sister has an incredible story. It's like, once you get sharing, then you have you're equipped with these amazing testimonies, if you will. And that's how I truly feel you can really meet anybody where they're at, and not having people feel the stigma and the pressure of, losing weight and having these goals. It's really like, humbly today, where are you at? And how can I serve you? How can I equip you with, whether it's support or a friend or an encouraging word or a motivational post, or, hopefully, them joining forces and just receiving the blessing that Zlaevo is, if they can just get it into them.
That is beautiful. Thank you for that. I love your passion. Can you all hear Heidi's passion for
It's a little much, sorry.
No, it's perfect. It is. Okay, Cindy, is there anything that has come to mind as Jonathan and Heidi have been talking that you're like, oh my gosh, I feel like there's something that you want to say? And I'm not sure what it is, but I think you do.
I'm learning social media. So the question, and I like to try to follow people. So if you're not good at it, find other people in the health and wellness industry and follow them and see what they are doing, and look at their top posts and just copy that post, not exactly, but, find something similar and, make it your own. And I find that has been great. Doing polls or asking questions, like what are, in the new year, people are making New Year's resolutions. They're setting goals. They're doing these kind of things. And even though, like Heidi said, New Year's resolutions, really don't stick past January, the gym memberships that go, how much the gym is making all those people that just don't show up past January or February. I don't know. And I've been one of those. And my husband definitely has been one of those. He's in another room listening. I just told on him. But I think if we put questions out there, because people are going to they're making these goals and they're going to see that question. Oh yeah, I want to lose weight, or even ask that question. How many of you have a resolution this year to lose 5 to 10 pounds? You don't have to make it 50, and then see if you get any responses, or I don't know, show some before and after pictures and say, who's with me? Let's do these wonderful things that you guys are throwing out there, challenges, like for January, getting bikini ready, that kind of thing, asking questions, who's ready to start with me, and we can work towards a goal of, being bikini ready by March. How would that feel? Whatever it is. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to, I'm just in the process of learning social media. And so I think being consistent, and we're learning that. Robert in the whole group has just been so great with these calls. And even though I'm not on all of them, we can follow that and every day post. And we're learning from our company how to do social media, which is great, great training. And that's where I basically want to build my business. And that's why I'd like to start the blog, and which I started at one time. It just didn't feel comfortable with the video part. And now I'm getting brave, and I need to, just do it anyway and not worry about what other people are going to think, and just, start.
You get to do it afraid. It's like my favorite book right now. You get to do it afraid.
Oh, I need that book. Do it afraid.
Yes, you do. It's so great, by Joyce Meyer. I love that. And did you see Gary pop on? And he was like,
No.
like we're tattling,
Yeah.
you were tattling about it.
Right before this, I barely got home. We're in the kitchen preparing.
Look, there he
bad
is.
Food, all this.
I think you're in the doghouse tonight. He just popped back on again. Anyway, I love that. Okay, so I have one final question for all three of you. Jonathan, I'll start with you. And the question is, what are one or two habits that you are committed to implementing in 2022? And if you need a minute to think, if the rest of you, if somebody knows what it is, then you can start first.
I'll just go ahead and
Okay.
start because I definitely this rapid funnel is an amazing tool that we have. And so just being consistent on that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I don't even have all that memorized, but just reaching out to 5 new contacts every single day and sending them a message, and then getting to the point where you can send them the survey. That would be huge. Like, what would happen if we all just reached out to 5 new people every single day? So that is definitely at the top of my list. And then my social media and getting my blog started, because that's going to be huge if I can just feel more comfortable doing that.
That's great. Awesome.
Okay, I'll follow that up, Cindy. So very much to do with what Cindy was just talking about and what I was talking about earlier. The consistency is where it's at for me right now. I've been setting my own agreements of what it's going to look like for me. So I went to my calendar and I picked 2 hours every day, 5 days out of the week, that I'm dedicating only to do the 5, 3, 2, 1. And so it's my block times, right? We've all heard about block times, and it really is one of the biggest keys. I noticed every time I sit and talk with somebody, I can sign someone up. The problem is I just don't sit and talk with very many people. So, but I can do it every single time I talk to one. So now it's time. When I was in a former company, I saw people come in and pass me up. I'm like, how is that possible? How are they doing that? How are they passing me up? I've been in this company for 15 years and they passed me up in a year. And then I saw that I reached out to maybe 10 people in a month and signed up 5, right? And they reached out to 100 people or 300 people in a month. So they were doing what took me a year to do, and they're doing it in a month. And they'd leveraged that out. And I was like, oh my gosh, well, no wonder why they grew so much faster. 10 times or 100 times as much work as I am in a month. So I made it one simple decision. I said, this month I'm going to sign up and put on my team. And at that time, it was the equivalent of 12 silvers this month. And in that month, I put on 12 silvers. And my income jumped up over $4,000 a month. And by the end of the 3rd month, I had over 400 new people on my team. And it blew up by one simple decision. So right now, that decision for me is my block times. That's my habit that I'm going to get just very reliable with. The second thing is I'm going to start to do some of my social medias that I haven't done yet. And that's a little scary for me because I haven't yet done it. And I've been working very, very specifically on the language I want to present to the world. And so I feel like I'm ready to do that, and I'm planning on doing that. So those are my
Oh,
two.
good, because I've been waiting on that for a really long time from you. So that makes me super happy. I have a question for you, Jonathan. When it comes to block times, I know you have a 2-hour block every day. Do people have to have a 2-hour block every single day?
No, not at all. Your block times are based off of your agreement with your own self. You could say 15 minutes on Wednesday and 4 hours on another day, or 30 minutes every day. It's based off of what your goals are and what your agreements are to yourself. But whatever you set for your block time and you agree to, live up to your agreement. That's it.
I love that.
In the company, they say don't fail twice.
Yeah,
You can fall and mess up once, but don't mess up twice in a row.
don't
Because
miss
that
twice.
you're letting it go, right? So you just keep it moving forward so it can become a new habit and pattern. So it's just part of something that you do. Not doing it feels uncomfortable, right? And when you get it to that level, just like the culture can carry a company, your new habit can carry your business to the next level.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. All right, Heidi, we're to you. What 1 or 2 habits are you committed to implementing in 2022?
I have spent a little bit of time the last couple of weeks really kind of redefining what I want my goals to be and trying to work that around, like creating a vision, creating goals, having some substance and really being intentional about my time and, me controlling my time versus my time controlling me. Because I'm a busy mama. I spend hours in the day chauffeuring my kids around. I have a toddler who, that we all know that just has its own set of challenges. And I really find that if I'm not intentional with my time, it's just poof and it's gone. So I think in doing that, one thing that's very, very important to me, and one thing that really had drawn me into Zelevo was the Pace acronym. I think that is amazing. And it kind of just encompasses everything. It's, prayer, affirmation, scriptures, text 5 people, and exercise. That in itself kind of defines all of my rocks that I want in my day. I want my time with the Lord. I want to lift up and encourage other people with affirmations. I want time in scripture because I truly feel that when I am fed with that, I have so much more to give others. The texting 5 people obviously leads right into the 5, 3, 2, 1. And we're able to connect with people authentically, and it doesn't need to have any type of structure or rhyme or reason. It's who's on my heart that day, or what way's the wind blowing, and who did I see, and any of those things. It actually gets fun and playful when you get to see the hand and the spirit and truly what we're doing and being servant leaders, and how one thing plays into another. It's amazing. It's amazing if you're fed by prayer and affirmations and scriptures and community time with all these amazing people, and just what happens, like the miracles that literally take place on a daily basis. And then exercise, for me, and having that time. And for me, exercise is a stress reliever and a sleep aid and a appetite suppressant, and all of those amazing things. And in that time, you can utilize that time as well to plan, to text, to listen to, things that help encourage you, to listen to audiobooks that will feed you and help in helping others. So that's really it for me is my pace and pre-week planning. Huge on pre-week planning so that I can, again, be in control of my time versus my time controlling me, or at least minimize it as much as possible. So that's what I'm setting out to do.
I love that. And I found that, isn't it interesting that if you don't do your pre-week planning, you wake up on Monday and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing this week. Or maybe that's just me. Is that just me? It might just be me. And I'm like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing. But if I can pre-plan it before, then everything's totally mapped out for the entire week. And people think I'm crazy because I'm such a planner, but that's what I have to do for me, you know, to keep the ball rolling down the field. So what I love, Heidi and Cindy and Jonathan, from all of you, is that you have all talked tonight about being real and authentic and deeply caring about others. And that is the culture that we have here at Zelevo. I've heard that from all of you tonight. And I love, Jonathan, that you have talked about the agreements that you make with yourself. Because it doesn't matter what agreement that is, like just make that agreement and keep that agreement, you know, whatever that is, and don't miss twice. So I want to encourage all of you to create your agreements and your visions for 2022. And Miss Kara, I'm going to have you come on in just a minute. But she teaches so much about, you know, a goal written is so much, it's so much more powerful than just a goal that you think or whatever. So, you know, whatever that is for you. I know when I was going for a big goal, I had it on Post-it notes around the house, like where I see it. I put it in the steering wheel column of my car, just different, you know, things like that. Put your goals out in front of you, write them down, but create that vision, the goals that you want for 2022, not that you want, but you deserve for 2022, and make those agreements. What are those block times for you? You know, and don't miss twice. I love that so much. So thank you to all three of you for being on tonight and for blessing us with your wisdom, and for all that you, all the servant leadership that you have inside of all of you. And we're grateful for you. So we're going to stop the recording right now, but we have a couple of announcements for you. So thank you for being on here tonight. We love you. So everybody, well, I'm not going to have you all unmute. We'll do that at the very end because then it just gets a little chaotic. So thanks, you guys.